Hello. This is the Soft Dollar Show episode. What are we at? 13?
14?
14? 13? Maybe I should look.
Yeah, we should probably figure this out before we do the show.
We're on episode 14
Yeah.
of the Soft Dollar Show, episode 14, lucky number 14, if you will. And today on the bit, we are going to do a lot of Witcher stuff.
The big Witcher episode.
We're going to dig into the games a bit, do limited book digging because...
Neither of us have gotten very far in the books.
No,
admittedly.
I got just far enough to have like a middling knowledge.
Yeah, me too.
And then to cap it off, we're going to talk about the show, which just came out a couple days ago. That we are.
Yeah, less than a week, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out on Friday, I think.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, that's Friday.
Like 4 or 5 days.
But we're most of the way through it, and we're going to give our opinions on it and all that jam.
Yeah, it would have been nice to be able to finish it, but time just did not permit.
No.
'Tis the season and all that.
Right. Today, to mark the date of this episode is Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Literally the busiest.
Right. And there's either gunworks or fireworks going on outside.
I got fireworks.
Okay.
Which is weird that I can hear them because my window is closed.
I just kind of faintly heard it through my headphones.
Yeah, well. It's the season. We're celebrating.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
Finally doing this Witcher episode we've been talking about doing since before we had a podcast.
Yeah. We like The Witcher a lot and wanted to talk about it, but wanted to wait for the correct time to do it. And now seems like the correct time to do it, seeing as there is a new show.
And we get all the yummy SEO impressions.
Delicious. Give me your shameless views.
Also, I have rum.
I have a beer.
This is the first episode where I'm drinking.
Lord knows it's not mine.
Yeah, definitely not.
No. Anyway, so getting into it.
Figure we should start with the games.
Yeah.
I have not played the first one. I played most of the second one, and I have played the shit out of the third one.
Well, don't play the first one.
Yeah, I've heard it's really like janky and bad.
Yeah. For the time when it came out, it was really cool.
Oh, I'm sure it was. What was
It's
that,
almost...
like 2001, something like that?
No. Unfortunately, it was a lot later than that.
Was it?
Yeah. It was,
2005? 2007?
2007, yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is not... Ooh. Poland.
Yeah.
You poor bastards.
It was, they tried something with it.
Well, they were pretty small at that point. They didn't really have much of a budget.
We're talking about CD Projekt Red.
Or any games before that, really, did they?
Tiny-ass company that no one's ever heard of, CD Projekt Red.
You know their stock has risen like 14,000% in the past year?
Has it really?
Or not the past year, the past 10 years?
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, definitely not the past year. That'd be ridiculous.
The past
It'd be
year,
like the fastest growing company in the world.
Better than the entire continent of Africa.
They might already be better than the entire continent.
The confident of Africa.
I have rum.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they're extremely successful.
And as a little side note, before we really dig into this discussion here, they have a much better relationship with Andrzej Sapkowski, the author of the original Witcher books now.
That's very good.
To the point where they've gotten new rights to make merch and stuff like that.
It's good. It's kind of a shame like what happened with him, but it's like, oh, that's business. Get fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. I think they did pay him though.
Yeah.
Which they might as well. They made like $1 billion.
You're right.
From the games and Gwent and stuff.
Yeah.
And they both stand to gain.
Well, yeah, he's happy because he's got a bunch of money from the thing that he made.
Yeah.
Other than selling a bunch of books, obviously. And then CD Projekt Red is happy because the creator of their most successful thing so far likes them.
Yeah, and they get more rights for shit like merch, and they probably get to do stuff with his new books too.
Yeah.
Because I would doubt that they would have any rights to the newer books.
Well, yeah.
I doubt they would get grandfathered in based on their old deal.
That wouldn't make any sense.
So, yeah, especially considering he got a lump sum for
Right.
selling the rights. So yeah, maybe we'll get another. Well, we'll definitely get another Witcher game, but maybe it'll be based on some of the new stuff he's introduced.
Yeah.
Even though the new books are prequels, but still, I look
Fuck it.
forward to where the franchise goes based on this new relationship.
Yeah. And you know, honestly, the people who gain the most are us, the
Exactly.
consumer.
Yeah, I don't have anything against Andrei Sapkowski. I don't care if he's a dick.
Right. He's not like the fucking C3PO actor, whatever the fuck that guy's name is. He's just like a huge asshole.
Yeah, he's so full of himself.
Yeah. I did C3PO, therefore I'm the best. Did you see how I acted as this robot?
Look at my gold alloy.
But anyway. So we're gonna start digging into it now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So The Witcher 1,
Jim's gonna carry most of this one because, like I said, I haven't played it.
I played most of. I don't remember if I beat it or not. I think I did. I don't know. I bought it on a whim
Is that the
just
one
because
with
I
the
saw
Lady of the Lake in it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have seen some of that game. I did.
Yeah.
I did start to watch a long play a few months ago.
It's like really fucking
It's ugly.
silly. Yeah, it's ugly. It's like
It's a very ugly game. Geralt's got like a pouty, kissy face.
and he looks like a fucking corpse.
Yeah, they really like it. Took the description of him being kind of ugly in the books and like really took
Yeah.
it too far.
Yeah. And it's got this weird like Jedi Academy-esque combat thing where you switch stances.
Oh
And you
yeah,
do, like,
yeah.
different styles. It was just like so annoying. I really hated that.
Yeah, it seemed like kind of a weird, awkward game.
Yeah. Everything was awkward. The
Like a bit
dialogue
of
was
a
awkward. The gameplay was fucking awkward.
yeah, almost like Kingdom Come, kind of
Yeah.
like that
Just
same kind of feeling.
kind of worse.
Well, Kingdom Come is also a lot newer, but it's that same like what is the term for that? Eurojank?
It is Euro jank. We
Yeah.
discussed that not that long ago. Yeah, Euro jank. Where it's just like, wow, what the fuck is this? Why don't you make this in America, you fucking tea sipping idiots?
Yes, have an English-speaking budget, fools.
Why aren't you just part of Disney already? God.
I clapped when I saw Tris Marigold.
Yeah. But yeah, I bought I bought it on a whim because I was working in the electronics department of a certain large store,
Mhm.
and yeah, I just kind of was like, well, I would just buy games all the time because I could, but I looked in the back and was like, well, this, my God, I hope for the love of God this is something like Elder Scrolls-ish, or, you know,
And it wasn't
no, it was not. But I was
at
like,
all.
I don't know, something about it kind of drew me in.
Well, it's a really interesting world.
Yeah,
You don't get a lot of Slavic folklore in your fantasy.
no, I had no idea what the hell this was, and I remember it came with one of the books it came with was like part of The Last Wish, like the fucking, I think it was the Striga
like
story.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's one of
And it
the
was
popular ones.
yeah, it was in the case. So I
Well,
remember
that's
reading
probably
that.
a good idea to put that in there.
Yeah, and at the
Give
time
people
I
a
was like,
background.
why the fuck did they write all this stuff? This is weird. Who the fuck is Andrei Sapkowski?
Yeah, what is it, some stupid Polak? What's going
Right.
on?
I had no idea, because why would I? And I played damn near most of it, if not all of it. fucking dice poker. That's when I was introduced to dice poker. The greatest game of all time. Fuck Gwent.
It's not better than Liar's Dice.
Oh, well, shit, you got me there. Liar's Dice is pretty sweet.
Fuck yeah.
But, I don't know, it was like, it grabbed my attention enough. So I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. But it's janktified. But I'll play it. And yeah, I mean, the game just like wasn't.
Well designed at all.
No, it's hard to say it wasn't very good because it's like it's not bad. It's just like kind of shitty.
Well, just like questionable design decisions and
Yeah.
just like not very experienced developers. And you
No.
can tell it doesn't have much of a budget. Even looking at it, you can tell that.
Right, it comes out in 2007. And it looks like that.
Well, look at what else came out in 2007.
Uh,
Mass Effect had come out by then.
yeah, that's true.
Dragon
That game
Age.
looked amazing.
Like look at its contemporaries.
Yeah.
Oblivion came out.
Yeah,
All
Oblivion had been out. That came out in
Yeah.
2005.
So there's all these like really accessible, fluid, easy to play games that are they're not of the same genre, but they appear to be of the same genre. Well, Dragon Age and Mass Effect are of the same genre, but still, its contemporaries were a lot more impressive, a lot more fluid, a lot easier to play, a lot more accessible.
Yeah.
So I could see how playing The Witcher 1, when there's all that competition that is better in so many other aspects, how that would look shitty. Even though I don't really want to call it shitty because it's kind of disrespectful, but
It's
kind of shitty.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a shitty game. I mean, what are you gonna do?
The people who made it would probably agree with you.
Yeah,
Because they probably did the best they could.
it's like I feel like it was like a bunch. They had like a bunch of ideas of like old ideas for how video games used to be done.
Right.
Old RPG ideas, and there's like, yeah, we're still doing that because we're in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, well, like, what else do you do?
Right. It's like it was engaging enough where I was like, I can look past some of this jank and really enjoy what's going on, even though I have no idea who any of these people are. Because like, Geralt gets found in the woods in the beginning of the game, and they're like, Geralt, where have you been? I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, where did he start? You know, I'm being a not fan of this fucking franchise to that point. I was like really confused.
Geralt, where have you been? Yeah, Geralt, where have you been?
Yeah, Geralt.
Which one of you is Geralt?
Yeah. I don't know. There's something about it like hooked me for whatever reason.
Well, like I said, it's probably just because it's a really interesting, like, not really done before world.
Yeah.
Like, you play Oblivion, you've seen all that shit before.
I remember when I like figured out the combat finally. I was like, I am the greatest of all time. I'm literally the best kid in town. And I don't know, it's just like a good feeling. And you know what's strange about that game is like, I think there's like 3 armor sets only.
That wouldn't surprise me. With The Witcher 3, it's kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
With The
But it's
Witcher
like-
gear, there's only 4 sets.
Even there's like a lot of options of clothing and whatnot.
Well, you never really want to wear them, though, because they're all ugly.
Well,
And also shit.
in the beginning, you don't really have a choice. Kind of get stats where you can get them.
I guess.
But it's like, I want to look different. And they're like, nope, you can't till way later from now. It's like,
Well, I can see that from... They probably wanted to stay consistent with the world.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, here's your Witcher gear, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not really a thing in the books, but they kind of made that their thing.
It was just
I kind of like better, to be honest with you.
There's like a bunch of weapons, I think. But only like,
I'm sure.
3 sets of armor. You know what's funny too is Geralt wore his swords crossed on his back instead of side by side.
Which is way stupider.
Yeah.
Why would you have swords pointing at your non-dominant hand?
Right. I don't know if he used different hands. I don't think he did. I think it was just some video game magic of him like.
Oh, just like
Grabbing him.
like force grabbed the sword on
Yeah.
his left.
I don't really remember for sure. I'd have to like go back and look at it, but that makes sense.
That's really silly.
Well, there are some things that were kind of neat about that game. That like Aridin shows up Like the
But
very,
yeah,
very
the
end.
the Wild Hunt has been
Yeah.
a thing in the lore of the series.
But he's like a ghost.
Yeah, he's like a wraith kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And I remember it was like, oh look, he looks like a Sith ghost, like his Mark of Ragnos or something.
Which is it's weird because
Yeah.
he's just an elf.
Right.
He's just a big elf.
Yeah. Ah, but there's like cool stuff. Trish had the right color hair.
And she wasn't like 69 years old.
Yeah.
You know that actress is only 27.
Really?
Yeah,
Oof.
she has. Forgive my nomenclature, but she has hit the wall.
Mm. Yeah.
But we'll get to that later.
Right. I'm more excited to talk about The Witcher 2.
Yeah, yeah. What little I remember of playing that game.
It's so good.
What kind of plot points did the first one hit, aside from the Lady of the Lake and stuff?
Um,
I'm sorry, I punched my mic.
they kind of like did their own thing. Like you're fighting against this group called the Salamandra that steal the Witcher potions on how to make Witchers
Oh, that's weird.
from Kaer Morhen. Yeah,
That
but
wouldn't really help them much.
no, they attack Kaer Morhen in the beginning. That's why in the third one they're talking about like we still haven't fixed the wall.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering what that was from.
Yeah, that's what that's from.
I didn't know if that was a thing from the books or the games. I guess it was from the games.
Yeah, they had like a big monster that like broke a wall.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, that explains it.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to reacquaint myself with these first two games at some point.
I would just play like watch somebody play the first one.
Yeah, I'm still gonna buy it and try it because it's only like $1.50 on GOG, but
Right.
I probably won't actually play it.
The second one is totally playable.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
remember
like
playing it. I had it for 360 and I played on that.
it's just like playing The Witcher 3, but just like a lot less open.
Yeah,
Some of the movements aren't as good.
the opening of that game is really sweet.
Yeah, I love it.
It's like a lot. It's like shit is happening
Yeah.
like immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. So I'm going to talk about that now.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I remember it was like, okay, The Witcher's getting a sequel. I was like, oh, wow, that game I used to like. Hooray. And then I finally get
It
it.
wasn't that long after, wasn't it? Wasn't that only like 2009, 10? When that?
2011?
Oh, it wasn't that
2012?
long. I guess I can just look it up. I have the whole of man's knowledge at my fingertips.
Yeah.
Witcher 2 was Ashes of Kings, 2011.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, that's later than I thought.
Yeah, I was. Let's see, when exactly in 2011?
I don't remember. I think it said
I'm gonna
November.
look. Da-da-da. May 2011?
Yeah, that makes sense also. I figured it was either May or November. Yeah, May 17th, 2011.
I was in fucking Afghanistan when that game came out.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah. I had actually gotten a pirated copy because I was on deployment.
You naughty boy.
I know, but it didn't run very well on my computer, so I got up to the point with the Kraken or whatever it was, and then it was just like I cannot play this. It is fucking up.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate when that happens.
Yeah. Was it a Kraken?
I don't remember where I got. I can't remember anything from that game except for the beginning with the dragon and stuff.
Well, Geralt, they go to the town Flotsam. You meet up with Yorvith. Fucking.
For some reason, I'm having a really
it's a
hard time
Kayrin.
remembering it.
That's what it was. It was a Kayrin. A giant fucking.
I think the reason I can't remember it very well is because, like, I just didn't play that much of it. I played through about half of it once, and I never touched it again, even though I meant to.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was having my well-known to any long-time viewers, of which we have none. I was in the midst of my love affair with Dragon Age.
Right.
So I was probably in the middle of my 17th playthrough of Dragon Age Origins or something.
Of course.
Just completely forgot about The Witcher.
Yeah. Eventually, I got the laptop I have now, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy The Witcher," and I actually got a legitimate copy. Shout out to my boys at CG Project Red.
And I assume you finished it then.
I did, and I fucking devoured it. I was so about it.
That's
Shout
the
out
one
to
with Letho and
yes,
Foltest did too.
Leth-
Well, I mean, it's called The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings. So.
Letho kills Foltest in like the very end of a siege.
Letho is a weird ass voice.
Yeah. Hey, Geralt.
How you doing, Wolf? Like this weird cadence
Talk
that
to
he's
this
speaking.
guy that knows about my thing.
Hey, Geralt. Where'd you bring Vern and Roche for? Like he's like reciting a limerick or something constantly.
Yeah. He was a cool character, and he was like, it was just cool that he was like better than Geralt.
Look out, boys.
Like he totally bested him.
Shane's making another drink.
Uh-oh. But I had one of the more engaging plots that I had ever seen in a game up to that point. Honestly, it was so fucking good.
Jim, I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to give a shout out to my really expensive mixer. It's Summit Cola.
Oh.
It's naturally flavored, high quality competitor to Coca-Cola.
I want to give a shout out to my fruit divider.
Solves a common household problem.
It does. But
Anyway, my stupid joke's over now.
so's mine. I mean, the graphics were, go back to the game, the graphics were like way improved.
Oh,
You
yeah.
actually felt like you were fighting a dude with a sword. And that game is fucking really hard.
That game, instead of looking terrible for 2007, it looks okay for 2011.
Yeah. And
Which is a
as I said
market
just
improvement.
2 seconds ago, the difficulty on that game is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was really hard. I think that's part of why I didn't finish it.
Mm.
I was bad at video games when I was
Yeah.
15.
Even like on easy, that siege in the beginning can be kind of tough because there's dudes that are like shooting at you with fucking ballistas.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
But I don't know. All in all, so fucking good. There's like cool stuff with the
It's like
witches.
Dark Soulsy almost.
Kind of.
Where it's like really, really just not in the terms of like it doesn't play the same or anything like that.
Well, no.
But just like how unforgiving it is right at the start.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of games like that, especially back then.
You are in like a siege tower right when the game opens, and the fucking thing drops down, and they're like, "Okay, go fight." And I died a bunch like right
They
there.
don't really like tell you anything about what you're doing.
Yep.
It's like, here it is. You'll probably die. Fuck you.
And that's another game that like choice really mattered. It really mattered.
Yeah.
Not some like gay like your choices actually matter in this title. Like it actually did matter.
In the third game too.
Yeah. Because there was a point in the
Because like you can
during
just
that
not have
opens-
Letho in your game at all if you just kill him.
Oh yeah. There's a
Pretty ballsy.
there in the siege in the beginning, to go back to that sequence.
Yeah.
Just why not? You are like fighting a thing. It's like some. What am I trying to say? It's this guy, and he's like all fucked, and you're fighting against him. It's whatever.
Good description, Jim.
Thanks. But what the fuck am I trying to
Yes.
say? Jesus
You're in the
Christ,
beginning
I'm
and you're
losing my
fighting a
mind.
thing.
God,
Fighting a guy and he's all fucked.
What am I trying to say? Yep.
We'll wait.
Oh my god, I am so fucking out
Me
of
and
my
the audience.
mind.
We'll wait.
Oh, okay. So Geralt is you're in the siege and you have a choice to like kill this dude, and you can do it. But if you like fucking
Oh, the knight you can like duel him or whatever.
yeah,
That's what you're talking about. Okay, yeah. I forget his name. It's like Aaron or something.
right, something like that.
Arian. That's his name.
Yeah, see, it's like yeah, you can fight that guy, or you can just like not kill him.
You actually have three choices.
Oh, what's the other one?
You could fight him and all his men. You can convince him to duel you. You also kill him, but you don't fight all his men. Or you can just tell him to stand down, and then he does.
That's right. Okay, so it's like if you kill him, his mom is real pissed at you.
Yes.
Um, but if you don't, they're like not.
Wow.
Oh, your choices
Such a
matter.
complex choice.
No, but it's like
Shades of Grey, am I right, guys?
it changes a lot some stuff in the story, like how Geralt gets captured
Right.
and it's put in prison, and it like changes how
He's
he
actually in
breaks out.
prison with you if
Right.
you don't kill him, and you can escape with him.
Yeah. Instead of like shit kind of just like popping off, you help each other escape. It's a neat sequence.
There's a lot of soul in that game.
Yeah.
A lot of love when making that. You could tell.
Yeah. And actually like really cared to make it like good.
CDPR is a good developer. Hot
Yeah.
take, like a nuclear take.
Yep.
CD Projekt Red, great developer. They make good games.
That they do.
I don't know if anybody's ever said it before.
I don't know. Probably not. No.
Yeah, you're making me want to go back and replay that game, but I got too much of a backlog to do that right now.
Yeah. Ah,
I'll definitely do
second
it one
one's
of these days.
second
Though.
one's good.
Yeah.
You got Vernon Roach. He's like the
Huge asshole.
yeah, he's a big dickhole. But you can be friends with him if you want.
He's cool in the third game. He's not as much of a dick in
Yeah.
that.
Torches you?
And Vess is
Tortures
really
you?
hot in the third game too.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck, dude.
Imagine trying to fight with them titties out like that.
I don't have to. I live it every day. Haven't you seen my luscious baps?
I have. I have seen them.
It's really fun to fight with them, just flying free. You see the titty smoke screen? No one can see you in the battlefield.
Hmm.
I wish I
Anyway.
played more. I wish I played more of the first and second game so I could like participate in this discussion.
I don't know. I mean,
I played enough to
yeah.
kind of go down the road of The Witcher 2 with you.
Some like neat stuff happens like when
It's
you're
probably one of the best video game sequels of all time. Like just in terms
in
of
terms of quality from 1 to
Yeah.
2. Fuck
just
yeah,
just in terms of improvement in all areas.
Yeah, they really knocked it out of the park.
The Witcher
Like,
went
let's
down
actually
the
make
same.
a fucking video game.
The Witcher went down the same but opposite path of Dragon Age.
Oh yeah.
Where like the first one's really janky, but it's got a lot of heart to it. It's got a really nice core, and the bones are good, and they could do a lot with it if they would just improve it. And then the second game of The Witcher improves it in every single way, and the second game of Dragon Age fucks it up completely. And then the third game, for The Witcher, they like put an open world in there, and they made it a lot more like immersive, and they made it just bigger in every way. They took the goodness of The Witcher 2 and they just made it bigger and better. And then Dragon Age 3, they took it and they made it bigger and worse in every way. So it's just mirror franchises. It's really funny to think about. And they all came out around the same time too. I think The Witcher's offset from Dragon Age by 1 year. Like I think The Witcher 1 came out in 2007, Origins came out in 2008, Dragon Age 2 came out in 2010, I think, and 2011 for The Witcher 2.
Interesting.
2013 for The Witcher 3 and 2014 for Inquisition. So yeah, just offset by 1 year and just complete mirror image of each other.
Yeah.
And now CD Projekt Red is fulfilling the shoes of both BioWare and Bethesda in some ways. With Cyberpunk, it looks like.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if that game isn't like really good.
Yeah, well, gonna find out in like 3 months.
Oh,
4 months.
that'd be cool. I'll probably play that.
Yeah. We'll probably have an episode about that
Yeah, I probably
next
will.
year sometime. In the
Yeah.
summer, maybe.
But anyway, getting back into it. Back into the task at hand.
Yeah, I'm a real tangenty boy today.
That's alright. Witcher 2 had like a lot of really cool things, like a golden dragon shows up.
Just like
You
a
fight
short
some.
story.
Yeah. You are like preparing a town for an impending siege, and like shit's really getting crazy.
Oh yeah.
Pretty fun.
I'm like remembering all these things as you're saying them.
It's like depending on who you side with, depends on how some of the siege goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that dragon a lady too?
Yes, it is.
Saskia? Is that her
Yep,
name?
Saskia. She's a lady. You get to blow a witch up at the very end. Just fucking,
Well, you can.
yeah.
You probably
It's
shouldn't.
I mean, it
It's
what
kind
does
of
it
out of
change?
character.
Doesn't change anything from the third game.
Well, no, but it's I don't know, it's just kind of out of character.
Yeah, it was fun to do it.
I don't think Geralt would just stand there and be like, "Yep, get fucked, bitch."
I might though. Let's just say it wouldn't.
Not for that particular character, I don't think.
Maybe.
If it was somebody else, like I think if it was like fucking like Emir, he'd probably be like, yeah, get fucked, Emperor.
Mm.
But like, I don't think just like sorceress lady. I don't think you'd do that. I don't know. It just seems weird for Geralt to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this lady blow up. I'm gonna watch her struggle and panic until she just explodes. Seems like
Maybe.
way too cruel for Geralt. But I guess that's the beauty of video games. You can make that decision on your own.
Right. Anyway.
This is another example of like a really good choice.
Right.
Just like shit. The outcome is like actually different depending on what you choose. It's not like she just escapes either way, with your help or not. Which I could see other games doing. It's like she literally fucking explodes before your eyes if you don't help her.
It's pretty cool to watch too. She just blows up like a big cloud of red. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to like dig too hard into the second one just because it's like not really a point to do that. It's like good. It improves on the first one and its weird jankiness. The story carries over a little bit into the third one, kinda.
A decent amount.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole plot with Nilfgaard is kind of kicked off by Letho's assassination, so.
Right.
And that's like the main plot point from the second one. So yeah, it carries over well enough, I think. It
It's
doesn't
like
beat you over the head with the plot of the second game, which is
No.
good.
It's like some people show up and if you don't know who they are, it's like okay, whatever. It's not
Yeah,
that
I like when the games all kind of stand on their own.
Yeah.
Like you could play any one of the Witcher games and you could completely understand them
Oh yeah, of course.
without playing any of the other ones, and that's ultimately I think it's a good thing. There's something to be said for carrying a plot over, like just a single plot thread through everything. But I kind of like it better when it's just like, the plot of this game had ramifications, and if you play that game, you'll have a deeper knowledge of this. But you could play this without any of that, and it's totally fine.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I really appreciate CDPR doing that, because not a lot.
Yeah,
do that.
it's really good design and good writing.
Yeah.
That's
It
another
also
thing.
just makes you
Good
feel
writing.
about. Yeah, really good writing. Good dialogue. Really good like
Yeah.
character dialogue writing.
The only one that doesn't have good dialogue is the first one, just so wooden.
I think part of that has to do with translation.
Yeah, maybe. And also like the audio quality for the recordings is really, really bad.
Yeah, it's also 2007 voice acting.
Yeah. Sounds
Which
like
is
they
like
recorded it in a closet.
yeah, it's just when the industry was like the voice acting industry was just getting like big and famous.
Yeah.
Like right around that time, so it was probably a bunch of amateurs and
It
just in
was
like
fine.
rented studios.
It's like when you have a character that's like the character model looks like shit and the voice sounds like shit. It's like super hard to connect with anything they're doing.
Yeah, really
It's
takes you
like,
out
why
of
do I care about this robot, this fucking mannequin that's talking to me right now?
it. They just have like a Max Payne ass face texture.
Right. And instead of like his mouth moving, like his stupid smirk is just like head bouncing around, and
Like
his
Deus
hand
Ex.
with no fucking fingers. It's just fists only. It's like pointing at stuff.
Like a GTA hand
Yeah,
where he has like GI Joe hands where he could grip something
yeah.
but nothing else.
Or he's only there to grip a gun. Yeah,
Oh, dude, I love that.
yeah, that's pretty funny.
Or fucking like N64 egg beater hands.
Oh, dude,
Those are my favorite.
this is pretty good. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
So yeah, Witcher 2, complete improvement over in every single possible envisionable way from The Witcher 1.
yeah, crazy.
Good job.
Yep, you did it. You really got me.
Now
Yeah.
The Witcher 3.
Witcher 3. I remember
Crack
when that was
knuckles.
announced. I was like fucking speemening in my shorts.
That was 2013, right? That's what I said.
Um,
I think that was May too. I think it was May 2013.
was it really?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Let's get a fact check on this one.
Witcher 3. Tell me, Google machine. When did it
2015.
come out? 2015. That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Began in 2011. They
Yeah,
developed
yeah.
the game in 2011.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
The voice acting took 2.5 years to complete.
The voice acting is so good in that game.
Yeah.
They had I forget his actual name. But good old Bobby B.
What?
The Bloody Baron.
What about him?
Fucking Robert Baratheon. The dude who plays him.
Is it him, or I thought it was just like a cheap?
No, it is.
Oh.
Charles Dance is Emir.
What? Oh, well, I knew that.
Yeah, they had a bunch of Game of Thrones actors in there. I think, well, probably not a bunch. I think just the two, but still,
I need confirmation on this.
it was him. You couldn't tell by breeches heavy with my own piss.
That's just a that's a fucking
That didn't sell it for you?
no. Philip Stringer.
Yeah.
Who are you voiced by?
Oh, no, man, fucking Terrence Baylor. Oh, I guess it was just a good. Okay, I'm stupid.
It's alright.
It's a really good impression of him.
It is a good ass impression.
Oh, God, I've just been walking around saying this for years, and I'm just wrong. No, well, Emir is still Charles Dance, so
Right.
you could forgive me for thinking that.
You know that time that the Baron stood up from his seat and he just said, "Start the damn joust before I piss myself."
Well, you know,
He very well might
reach as
have, might
heavy
as
with
well
my
have.
own piss.
That's
Fucking
just a that's
same
I
energy.
think that's just a peasant.
Breach is heavy with my own piss? No. He's talking about the night after his wife left.
Oh,
And he was like, woke up! Breach is heavy with my own piss!
that's right.
Oh, trust me, my friend, I've done 4 100% playthroughs of this video game.
Fair enough.
I've heard the line many times. because I had nothing going on in my life for the summer of or the entire year of 2015.
Dude, I was going to work
I
in the
played The Witcher
afternoon.
twice back to back.
Oh, jeez. I had to go to, so I went to work at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I remember I'd wake up like early just to fucking like play as much as I could before I had to go to
Dude, I
work.
don't blame you. That game was like great.
So amazing.
I don't blame you. I wanted to play that game constantly. That's why I played it twice back to back because I got finished with it. And I was like, I just got to keep going.
I want more of that. Can I
And then I
have
kept
more of
going.
that, please?
And then they announced the DLC, and I did another playthrough. And then they announced the second DLC, and I did another playthrough.
I didn't play the DLC till later,
Oh, it's so good.
but I still loved them. Man,
You
we
gotta
can.
do Blood and Wine.
Well, I gotta do it
You
correctly.
gotta do like a real playthrough of that.
Yeah.
Because it's really, really good.
Yeah, it'd be nice to actually like. It's not like I didn't finish it. I had to go to work, and it was like, oh god, I gotta go. I gotta leave like now. I'm in the middle of this fucking cutscene. Skip.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That specific situation, it's like really unfortunate for you.
It was the very end of the game too.
Yeah.
Like I beat that fucking guy, whatever his name was. I can't remember.
Dettlaff.
Yeah, that's right. And then it's like, fuck, I don't see the payoff.
Yeah, there's like literally 10 minutes of cutscenes after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too.
But anyway, we
You're
can
gonna do that at one point.
we can dig into this one a little bit more for this game.
Well, yeah, it's the only one I can actually talk about
Oh yeah.
in any kind of deep discussion.
But it's like Witcher 1 was just like, is anyone interested in this?
Right.
And then the second one is kind of like proof of concept, I guess.
Yeah, like we can make like a fully fledged, like fleshed out Witcher game.
Yeah. And the third one is just like the Mona Lisa.
Yeah. A lot of people complain about the open world. That doesn't really add much, but I think it really does.
Yeah.
And I get people's complaints. I'm not dismissing them. I totally, because these complaints I actually kind of agree with it in a certain perspective. But for
Right.
me, the open world just like adds a feeling that you can't really quantify. Like you're there. There's monsters around. You could just go out and fucking hunt if you wanted to. You could just go out and be a Witcher. And just kind of live that.
Yeah.
And there's also something to be said for like actually having to ride to each town instead of just like loading a zone. I don't know. It's just a feeling. I totally get where people are coming from if they don't like the open world and all the monster nests and bandit hideouts all around the map. I get if people don't like that, but for me it just adds that factor. That
It's
just
like you
makes the game.
have to do those things.
Yeah, there's also that. It's all completely
Just
optional.
leave.
Yeah, but I get people not liking it.
Yeah.
I just personally enjoy it.
I had no problem with it. You fucking throw a bomb in some of those monster nests and get some good shit.
Yeah, and also I think it's just better to have an open world than to load zones.
Yeah.
Because even the Outer Worlds knew that. Like the Outer Worlds is a very linear game, but each planet still has space between everything.
Yeah.
Because they know that it's better than just like loading zone to zone. It's less gamey.
Right, here you are in the hallway. Get ready for next hallway.
Yeah, you get it's like Mass Effect or something.
Yeah.
You just get like tunnel vision, and it just feels like you're playing Call of Duty or something after a while.
Right. So this is where, it's like I'm playing House of the Dead.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
literally
that's
being walked through a tunnel.
that's a better comparison.
You're just shooting at stuff. That's boring. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
That's old video game shit.
I mean, I get if you view it as a waste of time. It's totally valid. It's totally fair.
But again, you don't have to do any of those things. You can
I just
fast
personally
travel around
like.
the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, you have to discover every place first.
Oh, that's fair. You at least have to get there once, and then you can start fast traveling.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how it is.
I don't think it should be a deal breaker for anybody. I mean, obviously, people can make that decision on their own.
Right. I mean, if you don't like that, you don't like it. You're not gonna play the game.
Yeah, no, it's totally fair. It's valid. I just think I can't really empathize with it though,
Mm-mm.
because for me, it's just like it's better to just have the space there than have it not be there.
Right.
But then again, I'm also kind of a hypocrite because I really dislike Odyssey because of how big it is. So I don't know. Maybe I just have a higher tolerance for it than most people.
You gotta strike a balance between some of that stuff. Whereas
Yeah, I
Odyssey is
think
like
The
too
Witcher's.
big. Witcher
Yeah,
is like big but not like overwhelming. You can get to
I,
one end of the map with from one end to the other in like a decent amount of time.
yeah. I think The Witcher has like the perfect amount of space.
Yep.
I think if it was any bigger, it would be too much.
Yeah, even though there's places that like you don't necessarily go in the story,
Right.
like that Nilfgaard camp, like way at the bottom.
Yeah, you never have to go there.
You don't have to. You can.
It's completely optional.
Yeah, I remember I went there like after the game was done. I was like, "What's down there?"
A couple of quests,
Yep.
and
But
that's it.
yep, fine. And then that was it.
Yeah. And I also get people's complaint. This one I do empathize with a little bit.
What's that?
That doing the contracts is a little boring in some aspects. They can make it more engaging. Because for the most
Mm,
part, it's just like go to yellow circle, hold L2, look for red, follow red. If they
yeah.
made it so you did a bit more deduction and they put a little bit more of the responsibility on you to figure shit out, it would be better. It's not bad now. It's just not as engaging as it could be.
Well, yeah. Doing like a whole bunch of those back to back, like I did, was pretty apparent that this like system wasn't perfect.
Yeah, yeah. They could have made it more engaging. It would have been a lot of work, admittedly, and there probably would have had to have been less contracts as a result. But I still would have preferred if it was just they
Yeah.
put more responsibility on you.
All in all, most of them I felt like I was being like a little detective.
Yeah, they give you that feeling. But if you start to see through if you look behind the curtain, so to speak,
Yeah.
you can see that it's just like I'm just following red around.
Yeah.
But at least they give you good stories
All right.
to kind of flesh that out and make
And
it
on top
not
of
so
that, like
bad.
fighting each contract beast is not the same. You got to figure
Yeah,
out like
yeah.
what they're weak to and what can I do this with.
They did a good job making the different monsters like
Yeah.
feel different to fight.
Yep. I mean, you go up against a cockatrice, and that guy's like a big asshole. You got to fucking throw bombs at it forever.
Yeah, it does that big screech that like stuns
Yeah.
you.
That thing was like genuinely hard for being in the beginning like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough.
That first Griffin you fight's pretty tough too.
Yeah. Yeah.
In some other games, a lot of those monster fights would just be bosses.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be as interesting. I
But
don't
in this
think.
game, it's just like yeah, there's like 6 Griffins you could fight, and none of them are really considered a boss except for the very first one.
Right. And that's just to get you out of the tutorial zone.
Yeah, pretty much. Just to like prove you know what you're doing.
Yeah. The one like real video gamey part of that when it's just like, here, Geralt, I won this crossbow playing cards.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Why does he say that?
I don't know.
They could just give him a crossbow.
All right, just start with a fucking crossbow. Why not?
Yeah, like you don't need to have this little side plot
No,
with Vesemir gambling.
a little pointless.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
There are some contrivances like that in the game.
Yeah.
Or like the owl later on. They like shove it in your face. Like Zoltan's like, yeah, I won this owl playing cards.
That's right.
And it's like, oh yeah, it's Philippa Owlheart.
Yeah. I know it is. Why doesn't anybody else? Geralt, maybe use some deductive skills here.
And this owl just around for a few quests.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh geez, it's the owl. Owl gear.
How did I not notice that before?
They could really do it with like not beating you over the head so much. But to be fair to them, though, the books, the books kind of do something similar to that, where they beat you over the head with like whatever's coming next. Like if you read The Last Wish, They're like, oh, Geralt has to make a very specific wish in order to save him and Yen. And then they cut back to Geralt and Yen. He's like, oh, I really gotta make this wish. And then they cut back and it's like, oh, I don't know if he could do it. He's gonna have to really put it all on the line. And then they cut back and it's like, oh, I really gotta do this wish. and they
I
do this
really
for like
should
a
put this
whole
all on the
page.
line.
Yeah, they like do this for like a whole page.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like, Geralt, you've condemned yourself to me. You've intertwined our destinies. Geralt, your wish put us together forever. And it's like, yeah, I know. You said that.
Obviously.
Yeah. So the writing of the books and the games could definitely be better.
Yeah.
In terms of how they introduce plot lines and story elements.
It's I shouldn't be able to guess what the thing is.
It's not even that. It's just like, stop bludgeoning me over the head with what just happened. Like, it already happened. I saw it. You don't need to keep saying it.
It's kind of silly.
And also what you said. Yeah, I shouldn't be able to guess. Like, obviously this owl is going to be important. You keep throwing this owl at me. And then you get to Philippa's hideout and there's owl fucking feathers everywhere. And it's like, yeah, it's the owl. I know.
I mean, maybe that's for people with like no deductive skills. Like, bro, she really likes birds.
I know. Like, oh, she must have a lot of owls around here. Where have I seen that before? I don't know.
Weird. No.
Those are pretty much all the negatives I can think of. Can you think of anything else?
No.
I like to lead with the negatives.
Not really.
Because that way you come out of it with a nice sunshiny view.
Bright, sunshiny view.
There's a lot of good story, like small stories in the game.
Yeah.
The overarching plot isn't that good because it's kind of generic.
It's generic, but like, it's got like heaviness. You
Don't get
really
me wrong.
You really feel for what's going on.
I don't think it's bad.
Of course.
It's just not that intricate.
Everybody's relationship is done really well.
Oh yeah, no, definitely is. It's just like the actual plot points of it aren't as interesting as some of the other stuff in the game.
That's fair.
Like the big one people always point to. I know it's gonna sound really cliche, but the Bloody Baron quest line.
Well, yeah.
It's just like there's a lot of elements to it. Nobody's really the good guy. It kind of ends in a really interesting, open-ended way. As you go through it, you're like uncovering this mystery. It's really intriguing. The main plot's not really like that, but it doesn't need to be. But it would have been nice if there was more elements of that. I don't know.
There's some like really video gamey shit like that where it's like, I'll tell you what happened if you go find me my spoon. And then I gotta fucking hear about what happened and play as Siri for a couple of minutes, which I really hated doing.
Oh, dude, I loved playing Siri.
I hated it.
Especially later when you could teleport.
I really hated it.
Dude, it feels awesome.
Nah.
It feels amazing. I want a whole game of that.
I especially forget the first one. And I forget about it, and then when I get back to it, I'm just like, fuck! I fucking collect all this grass and kill these wolves. Like,
Oh,
man,
yeah,
it's a big
the
pain in
first
the
one's
ass.
not that good. All the ones after that are great though, because you can do that thing where you like stand in place and charge up the circle,
Yeah.
and then the circle envelops everybody, and you teleport behind them and slit out their throats and cut their heads off and stuff. It's really awesome.
Yeah. It's fine. I'd rather be Geralt.
Oh, I'd rather be Geralt, but the Siri parts were nice. I don't know. I liked them.
Yeah.
And also I like seeing old lady titties in that Skellige one. And then she asked me about my tattoo. It's like, fuck you, Grandma. Get all the tattoos I want, you whore.
Stupid grandma.
What's your problem?
Yeah. But I don't know.
Witcher 3 is good, though.
Yeah. It's got basically everything a growing boy needs.
Yeah, like, I don't know what else you'd really ask for, except for all the stuff I asked for.
And then on top of that, the DLC are really good.
Dude, Hearts of Stone is such a good story. If they wrote that book, I would read. I'd buy like 6 copies and just read it.
Right, and just like do that story again, but just like more of it.
It was such a great fucking. It's like everybody's such a great character. The way it turns out is fantastic.
Yeah.
Just a lot of great imagery too. That DLC is genuinely
Yeah,
pretty creepy.
it is creepy. It's like some really high stakes fucking creep.
It's not even just Gauntero Dim that's creepy either. It's like the cat and the
Everything.
dog that are like completely black with the white eyes and stuff,
Yeah, and they can fucking talk.
and the nightmares that just like they look like the nurses from Silent Hill.
Yeah.
It's really, really, oh, it's really effective imagery.
And getting a fucking full on fucking digi crush on Iris von Everick.
That face with no depressed goth GF.
Yeah. How dare you treat me like that? I'll be. Iris only goes for jerks.
Not good witchers like me.
Yeah, she's fucking sad. What a sad story.
Yeah, they're both sad.
Yeah,
It's like completely broken people from the very beginning. And neither
yeah.
of them knew what was coming, and you could see it coming from a mile away, and you're just like, oh god, this is gonna be tragic.
Why'd you have to push your dad so hard? Olgerd! Why you do this?
Also, Gauntero Dam's fantastic villain.
Yeah,
Just a great, great villain.
he's so fucking scary.
And it's a really good use of that like old deal with the devil trope.
Mm-hmm. It makes when you have like an enemy like that can do anything, but
Yeah.
is like really flippant about it, and it's like, oh, this ain't gonna be good.
Yeah,
That's like
no.
the perfect enemy.
And you kind of like out. Yeah, it's I mean, like I said, it's like that classic deal with the devil. Like
Yep.
this is an all-powerful enemy, and I have to like really outsmart them in order to get away with this.
Right, that's the only way. You're not gonna like sword him to death.
And even then, even after you've outsmarted them and come out of the deal alive, they're not dead. You didn't beat
No.
them.
No,
You just barely escaped.
you fucked up his like immediate plan.
Yeah, like he's still around. He still has all this power that he had before.
He's just somewhere else.
Yeah, you just kind of like annoyed him because he couldn't get you specifically.
Right. That's like when you go to that like professor or whatever's house and he's like living in that circle in his living room.
Oh yeah, because he said if he stepped out of it, he'd die.
Yeah. And then he like the fucking roof starts caving in or something and he just like goes barely outside of it and just fucking trips and cracks his neck on a stool. It was just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
There's like a huge chain reaction of things.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so good. That made
It's
him
like-
so. That moment made him so scary.
Right.
It's like, oh my
It's like,
god,
ooh,
he could
this
really
guy.
fuck me up.
Because you have to think like he was somewhere else going like, nah, he stepped out of the circle. Nah. And just like killed him and then just like chuckled his way to the next thing he's gonna go fuck up.
Yeah, just like listening to children singing his song. It's like, haha, I've killed him.
I did it. The old dick. He finally stepped out of that ring. Got him.
Also, his name is fantastic. Also, by the way,
Right.
because you don't notice it until after you finished, and someone
That's
goes,
God.
"Oh, Gaunter Dim, God." Oh.
Yeah.
I really like. Not very subtle, but you would never notice anyway. Kind of Easter eggs like that.
Just his nickname, just Master Mirror, is kind of like Old Scratch.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
it's a very like Slavic, like old rural kind of folklore name.
Yeah. It's good. Real good. And then Blood and
Blood-
Wine.
Blood and Wine, which just felt like an old school expansion or even like a sequel. To be
Yeah.
honest, that's how much content was in there. It's so good.
That was a lot of fun.
There's a lot of good little touches in there. Like and I know I've told you this before, but just in case anybody's listening to this and they want to have their mind blown for a second, that first Cyclops you fight when you get to Toussaint, you can actually take your crossbow and shoot him in the eye and one shot that Cyclops.
I didn't know that.
There's an achievement for it in anything, but it's like a hidden trophy. But you can totally do that, and that's such a nice like little touch.
I like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool little things in Blood and Wine like that. That's probably one of the only DLC for any game I've played that had like that much love put into it.
Mm.
Where just
The,
everything is great.
the whole world was just built super well. I liked it a
Yeah,
lot.
it was so beautiful too.
Yeah.
I remember the first night I played it, I was riding across this like mountain ridge, and I rode halfway up it, and I turned my camera, and I could see like the palace and the city under it, and the
Yeah.
sun was like setting, and it was just that perfect lighting with the blue sky, and I looked at it, just stopped and took in the view for like a minute. It was like, oh my god, they really did a good job with this.
This is fucking fantastic. I love it. Yeah. I didn't really like this. The story for that one was like fine.
It was a retread of a couple of different short stories.
Yeah, there was some stuff in it that was just like, okay.
It was like the Renfrey one mixed with like, the Regis stuff from the books, and
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't bad though.
I
It was
don't
fun.
find vampires that interesting.
See,
That's
I
just
really like
me.
vampires.
I don't.
I really like the idea of like superhuman kind of like not politics, but like a hierarchy, and they kind of have to follow this.
Eh.
They're a little bestial, but they still have the human desire to have rules.
I did like that part where you go to that cave with a like elder vampire guy.
And
He's like real scary. That's good.
yeah, I don't know. The plot wasn't fantastic, but it was a good vehicle for getting you to see a lot of cool shit and speak to a lot of cool characters.
Yeah, a lot of cool things, and the best like bank simulator wait in a line game.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's such a good quest. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, that's the
I
Witcher
can't believe
3
that
right there.
map was so big in that deal.
Oh, that's true. It was fucking huge.
It was like a whole other
It was
like
like
the
a whole valley.
Novigrad Velen region.
Yeah,
It was like another one of those with like a little bit cut off the top.
pretty big.
And none of it was shitty swamp either. That's the best part.
Right.
It was all like forests and amazing shit and cities. None of this
Whereas
garbage poison bog stuff.
Hearts of Stone just like added
Yeah, it
like
was like
a
a little.
house
Yeah, it
to
was like
what used to be an empty field.
yeah, that area like east of Novigrad.
Yeah. Just added some shit to that. It's almost like the Knights of the Nine DLC for Oblivion.
Yeah.
We're just like we're just gonna throw this here and what used to be the side of a hill.
Well, that's because Hearts of Stone was like the DLC, and Blood and Wine was like the expansion.
Yeah.
And CDPR is like the only developer that does that anymore.
Crazy.
Because most other companies probably just make that a sequel.
And Blood and Wine really felt like this is like the end of Geralt's story.
Yeah, I really like that.
Like he's
ending.
settling down in his nice property.
The first Witcher to die in his
There he
own
is.
bed.
Yep. Quite nice.
And if you chose Triss, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you're a dummy.
Triss is for boys, Yen is for men. Look,
Why
it
would
even
you-
rhymes. George Lucas would love it.
Why would you choose Triss ever? What is wrong with you?
You really like mind rapists?
It's so stupid. What is wrong with you? Stop doing this.
You really like
Don't choose Triss.
redheads, and you think Yen is a bitch.
You're just like a pussy.
The only way you could choose Triss is if you like just don't care about Geralt as a character at all,
Mm.
and about what he would want. Which I guess you don't have to, but you're playing as Geralt, so you might as well. Or just say fuck it. All these women are trying to steal your resources anyway. Just go your own way. But yeah,
Yeah.
good trilogy of games.
That is.
And they just got better and better as time went on, in my opinion.
They sure did.
And now I guess talk about the show a little bit. The Witcher series on Netflix.
The Witcher series on
The
Netflix.
big finale of this episode. The namesake of the title.
Yep. What do
So
you think about the Witcher show on Netflix?
uh, I'm gonna let you go first, and I'll just like comment on it because I'm a lot more negative on it than you are.
You are.
Surprisingly, usually it's the complete opposite.
Is it?
Yeah, usually you're the one that hates everything.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It hits all the things that I like. Strangely enough,
It's not
it's good.
bad,
I think it's pretty
but
good.
I would like it more if I didn't read the books first,
Yeah.
because I like the books so much, and the
I think
show
what
just changes too much for me to like it as much as the books.
I think what's helping me is I read the books a long time ago.
Yeah, whereas I just did, like
Right.
just a couple months ago, finished the first one.
Yeah, it was like 3 years ago when I read those. I forgot most of everything I learned.
Yeah, so I could definitely see
Yeah.
how we would have different feelings on this.
To me, though, this is what's important to me for the Witcher show.
Yeah,
Does Geralt feel like Geralt?
he
Yes.
definitely does. Henry Cavill, really good casting choice.
Do Geralt and Yennefer have good chemistry as actors on screen? Oh, totally.
For the most part.
They do. Is Yennefer crazy hot? Yes. And you're wrong for not thinking so. You're just wrong.
I don't think she's unattractive. I let me just get that straight. She's hot. I do agree she is hot. She's not like crazy hot though. Like I literally
Wrong?
went to high school with a girl that's more attractive than her.
Mm,
So I've seen greater beauty than this in real life.
whatever.
I'm not saying she's not attractive, dude. I'm just saying
Me
I
too.
would picture
I'm also
Yen.
just saying.
I would picture Yen as more attractive and attractive in a different way. Also,
How
she's a
dare
little
you
bit. She's a little bit too
slight?
girl next door for me.
How dare you slight my Punjabi princess?
Well, maybe she should learn how to poo and loo. Okay, maybe I'd be more attracted to her.
I don't. That as I
And
said,
and
those
what
are the,
what else is going on?
those two main points are what's very important to me. Is their relationship on screen, does it make sense? And does Geralt feel like Geralt? It's like, yep. And in that, I can maneuver. I can mentally maneuver some things that are like kind of me.
You don't think Yennefer's like a little too like young feeling?
I think that's just because the actor is young.
Well, that's not really what I mean.
What do you mean?
Like you know how she acts in her backstory,
Yeah.
like a teenager, like she's really naive and stuff.
Mm.
I feel like she doesn't get rid of any of that when she meets Geralt. She's supposed to be an adult. She's supposed to be a badass sorceress by that point. She doesn't. It doesn't feel like she's really progressed in terms of attitude.
Mm. Yeah, maybe a little bit.
In the books, in the Last Wish short story, she feels like Yennefer. She feels like she's in charge. She's a badass. She's in over her head, obviously, because that's what that story's about. But she still feels like she knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's planned all this out. If she would have just realized Geralt had the wishes, she would have been totally fine. Everything would have been according to her plan. But in the show, she feels like she doesn't really know what she's doing. She's rushing into this. Everything kind of fell apart around her because she didn't really plan it that well. She feels like she wasn't in control. She's like way too naive.
Mm.
And that's not really how I interpret Yen at all. And I don't think that's how she should be interpreted, to be honest. But maybe I'm just silly and I'm just like getting something that's not there.
I can agree with you to a point, and I think it's a problem with them not really establishing those time jumps as clearly, and like really driving it home that like everybody's been around for like a while. It's like their style, the acting isn't really
Yeah,
changing with it.
Yen is like 80.
Right.
by the time the last wish happens. She's like an old woman.
Yeah, considerably older than everybody. And I think that because it took me a hot minute to really realize that that's like, oh, okay, we're doing time jumps. I get it.
Yeah. I didn't get it until they did the whole child full test thing.
That was, yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. This is taking place much before this. Like 60 years before this.
That's actually when I hit it too.
Yeah.
And I was just like, aha, I get it.
Well, probably not 60, probably like 40 or 50.
Really did not get it at first. I had to tell her.
Well, to be fair, she probably wasn't really paying like super close attention.
Nah, it's, I mean, she likes the show, obviously, but.
Well, yeah, but she was like hungover and
On her phone.
and on her phone, yeah. So.
Yeah. My sister started watching it as well, and I had to tell her, it's like, hey, keep in mind, Yennefer's story is back in time.
Yeah.
Geralt is kind of in the middle, and Ciri is in the present.
And she just had no idea.
And she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I've on Reddit and Twitter, I've seen a lot of people just not getting it.
Yeah.
And I could totally see how they could not get it. They definitely could have done that better.
Yeah.
All they had to do, I get it was a stylistic choice, but all they had to do was just go 70 years prior, 50 years later. Like that's all they had to do. Just put it at the bottom of the screen. It could have been really unintrusive.
To do all these time jumps in like exposition is a little strange because it's like if you missed it, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Right.
Because at some point, Yennefer's in like a cart with that lady, and she's like, oh, I've spent decades doing this. And then Brittany goes like, what, is she old?
Yeah, it's especially weird when Yennefer is a character that does not age.
Right.
Because she's a sorceress. So she is 80 years old in that scene.
Yeah.
But she looks the same as she did in the scene prior, which was 70 years ago.
So if you would miss that piece of dialogue, you're going to be like, eh? What?
Yeah.
Why?
They definitely. I don't know why. At a certain point, you have to put practicality over the style you're going for.
Yeah. And
I feel like it was just a mistake to not just 2 letters or 2 numbers and 5 letters. It's all you needed.
Right. It didn't even have to be that precise. You could just be like several decades later.
Yeah. You don't need to be super precise, even though they could have been super precise because all these years are mapped out in the books.
Oh yeah. Then you can eliminate that line and have her acting just how you would think somebody who's been kicking around for 80 years would act.
Right.
Problem
Yeah,
solved.
it did definitely feel like her actress was in that Last Wish episode was acting as if she had just become a sorceress in the last episode.
Right.
And she was like, "This is my first real adventure as a sorceress. I'm gonna get a djinn." Whereas in reality, it's like she knows exactly what she's doing.
She's been kicking around for a while, my friend.
Yeah, like she knows all about djinns. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she wants it to do.
Yep.
And she could have done it if she would have just realized Dandelion didn't have the wishes.
Yeah. Crazy.
But I don't know. That's just my problem. Like I feel like the story's not structured well, and they change too much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you just can't adapt short stories and also have the plot from the other books in the background at the same time and have it be satisfying to everyone.
No, it's hard.
If they just adapted the short stories, they totally could have.
Yeah,
because that would free up like 20 minutes an episode, and they could put all of it in there.
What's nice about adapting a short story is it will feel like the episode of a show.
Right.
Which is quite nice.
I wouldn't mind if the first 5, 6, maybe even the whole first season was just the short stories.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even minded that. But then again, that would make the second season just series stuff.
And that's what I read they did not want to do.
Yeah, people would have gotten bored with like the first 3 episodes just being like Ciri's in court, Ciri went in a forest, Geralt found Ciri. Those are the first 3 episodes. That's all that happens.
Pretty much.
So I get it. but also at the same time, I would have just rather they did that. But I am a super fan, and you have to appeal to the casuals first and
Pretty much.
foremost, or you're not gonna make any fucking money.
No, you have to set the stage of the story, assuming everyone watching knows nothing.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but I get it. So I'm
Well,
never gonna be fully satisfied.
of course not. But it's like, I just feel like the show is doing correct by the material. Obviously, the people who are making the show, aside from Henry Cavill, who apparently is just like uber fan,
Oh yeah, definitely.
they know the material. They know what they want to do with it, and are just like changing stuff, kind of arbitrarily, but like
Definitely arbitrarily.
in a way that makes sense. I feel to the story of the show.
Some of it.
Some of it.
Some of it.
If you hold a book and a fucking another piece of a movie or a show of the same thing next to one another, they're going to be different. Obviously, it's like how are we going to creatively license or change these things in order to fit making a movie? Like think about Lord of the Rings. They got rid of Tom Bombadil. Thank fucking God.
Well, I feel like that's different from what they changed with The Witcher.
They
Because
changed some.
Tom Bombadil just has like a chapter of singing. Like that's not.
His songs are stronger songs,
Yeah, but it's
and his
that's
feet are faster.
stupid and has nothing to do with anything. It's just world building. But in
Here
The
they're
Witcher, some of the shit they
changing
changed is
character
are
motivation.
plot points.
Yeah.
Like legit just plot points, character motivation, what the characters are themselves. Like for example, the entire impetus of The Last Wish at all. Dandelion and Geralt were just fishing.
Right. They weren't.
And
I
they
can't sleep.
accidentally found a gin.
Yeah.
They were just having fun together. Like, oh, we're gonna catch a big catfish. We're gonna eat really good tonight. And now they got this bottle, and they're like, the fuck's this bottle?
Right.
And Dandelion's like, oh, it's a gin. I'm gonna get all kinds of wishes. And then the fucking gin's like, Dandelion, what the fuck? What's going on? And Geralt's like, shut up. And the gin's like, okay, I'll make him shut up forever. No,
Yeah.
that's the show. That's the show. Never mind. The Jin just attacks Dandelion on his own in the book.
Yeah.
And then Geralt tells him to go fuck himself. And then the Jin goes and fucks himself. But Geralt doesn't know he told him. He went and fucked himself, and he finds out at the end. And it's a really funny, hilarious moment, and they just completely cut that from the show, even though it's the best part of that short story.
Oops.
He's like, oh, what did that exorcism I got rid of the Jin with mean? And he's like, you told him to go fuck himself. And he's like, oh.
Oh.
Oops.
My bad.
And it's hilarious when you think of that as his first wish, and you just imagine the Jin just masturbating alone. And that's why he's so mad later. Because he's just fucking himself for like a whole day.
Yep.
I don't know. They didn't need to change that. What's the
It's,
reason for that? I feel like they're
Yeah.
taking themselves too seriously.
Probably.
Like, oh, Geralt can't sleep. Now he's looking for a Jin. It can't just be an accident. It would make Geralt look stupid.
I think also they wanted to like really do that thing where like Geralt is always kind of fucking with Dandelion. Like, man, you're really dumb. And just like do that constantly.
Yeah, it's kind of flanderizing their relationship.
Right. They're like best pals.
Yeah, they're great.
Kinda.
That's like Geralt's best friend. It's legitimately
Right.
Geralt's best friend. Like more than anyone, more than Vesemir, more than anybody.
It's like his dude he travels with all the time.
Yeah. It just feels like they're taking it too seriously. The Witcher is not that serious.
No, it's like surprisingly like comedic. In like a obviously dark sort of way.
And at the end of that last Wish episode, he didn't call Yennefer Yen. That's a big part of it.
Oh, where you're like, and doesn't she say something like, oh, nobody's ever called me that before.
Yeah, she goes, no one's ever called me that before. Say it again.
Right.
And then
That's silly fucking That's fucking silly romantic bullshit, though.
Yeah, but it's great.
Unnecessary.
But it's Geralt and Yennefer have a silly romance.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
just
the
like a
most
line of
romantic
dialogue that
story.
doesn't need to exist.
But it's like the most romantic story between those two. The beginning of it, anyway. Later on, it turns into a mess. But by design, it turns into a mess. But the beginning of it is supposed to be like this fairy tale. Like, oh, our destinies are intertwined, and we're going to fuck on the site of this Jin attack. And oh, he called me Yen. Oh, he really likes me.
Yeah.
Like, I may not look it.
I can
I'm a,
just
I'm a
get over
sucker
it.
for that shit, and they
I
got
can
rid of
just
it.
get over it if they don't add that to the show.
I really
It's
liked it.
just like a pointless chunk of dialogue that doesn't need to be there, and it just pads the runtime with bullshit.
But it's like a 5-second line. They could have had it in there. They chose not to.
Oh yeah, it didn't need to be there
But why not?
because it's a show.
I'm not even that mad about that part. That part is more of an annoyance. But I'm mad about them changing the entire structure of that story.
That is not ideal.
And that Jin is supposed to. I get this part is also a minor nitpick because it's not that important. But also that Jin is supposed to like destroy that town.
Yeah.
Well, not that town, but that one building, and it's gonna go on to destroy the rest of
Fucks
the
it up.
town. And people are like looking on it like, oh shit! But it's just like wind in a room in the show.
It just kind of like caves the roof in
Yeah.
one room.
It just like breaks the windows. Like, oh, to patch those up later.
You can chalk that up to like a
It's a budget
cost
thing. Yeah.
thing. It's like we can destroy a whole building, or we can really fuck up this room.
Yeah, I'm not that upset about that because it's a budget
Yeah.
thing. Speaking of budget thing, that dragon looks
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
That dragon looked so bad.
It looks like the dragon from Stargate SG-1. And if you don't know what that looks like, audience, go look at that, because that's a shit dragon.
I don't think I know what that looks like.
Go look at that dragon.
I'm gonna get a picture of the dragon from The Witcher, and I'm gonna get a picture of that. Stargate SG-1, you said?
SG-1, yeah, it's like season 10.
Okay, where's this Netflix dragon?
I'm gonna look it up too, so.
There it is. It's trash. Look at that. Wow. Stargate SG-1. Just dragon, or should I put
Oh, yeah. No, just with dragon. Literally the first thing that shows up.
Stargate SG-1 dragon? Oh my god! Holy fuck!
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's really not that good.
Okay, that's worse than the Netflix one.
It's worse, but it's like the same kind of like weird like beaked dragon.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
not even
like,
the
this
design of
thing-
the dragon. It just looks
This thing
bad.
looks like shit.
The CGI is just bad.
Yeah.
It looks like the Aragon movie.
Oh,
That's what it looks like.
Aragon movie bad.
Yeah.
Aragon
rather
movie
just-
very bad.
I'd rather they just didn't do it than have this shitty dragon in there. I wonder
Yeah.
if they keep doing the series, if they're gonna adapt the games.
I don't know. I was
Speaking of
actually thinking about
dragons.
that today. I was thinking about that because it's like there's a lot of good material there.
Yeah, because they could take The Witcher 3, for example, and just like adapt the main quest and put a couple of the side quests, sprinkle them.
Yeah.
They could totally do it.
You could do the second game if you really, really wanted to, but you don't necessarily have to.
Well, you could do all of them if you wanted.
I would.
They all have a main plot that you could kind of just like.
Geralt having amnesia is just kind of silly.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a dumb plot point, but they could do it if they wanted.
Mm.
They could rush through it if they wanted. It's really not that big of a deal. You would kind of have to if you're going to adapt all of them
Well, yeah.
in order for certain shit to make sense.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. It's like how would you like assassinate Foltest or like try to assassinate Foltest? Because that's what happens at the end of the first game.
Yeah.
Is a assassin tries to get Foltest and Geralt stops him, and then they fucking take a look at him, and he's like, "Oh, he's got Witcher eyes."
I
That's how they
can't
put it.
believe it. We're supposed to be neutral.
What is this?
A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Colonel, he's got yellow eyes.
Colonel, try to sneak around, but the clap on my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards. I'm dummy thick.
Yeah, that.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of. I sound like I'm really, really down on the show. Like I don't like it. I do like it.
It's you have like some nitpicks.
I just wish. I feel like a lot of them are nitpicks, but I feel like some of them are absolutely not nitpicks.
I agree with you on like the restructuring of the Last Wish. It seems very arbitrary.
Yeah. So, some of them are nitpicks. Some of them don't really matter. Like my issues with Full Test, his character being changed. It's not that big of a deal.
No.
It sucks, but it's not that big of a deal. Kahir, I don't know how to pronounce his name actually. I never heard it pronounced. But the dude that's chasing Siri.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Guardian dude, yeah. The changes to his character, my perceived changes, I've seen people say his character's not changed, but in my perception it has been changed. It's not that big of a deal, because it'll still turn out the same, I assume. Whatever.
Probably.
Mousak being killed. He's not killed in the books. His fate is pretty much unknown. Not that big of a deal, because his fate is unknown, so it's not a huge deal. Like, those are all nitpicks.
It only changes, like, the third game, and, like, a really small chunk of the third game.
Yeah, and they could just, if they do end up getting that far, which they probably won't, but if they do end up getting that far, they could just have a throwaway line like, oh yeah, I saved myself. Okay, fine.
You're like, yeah, I got stabbed, but I wasn't dead. Everybody left, and I woke up.
Yeah, I'm fucking magic. I healed myself. Who cares?
Yep.
But those are nitpicks. But I feel like some of my complaints are not nitpicks. The dragon CGI is really fucking bad. The Last Wish episode,
that sucks.
Parts of it were really fucking bad.
Yeah.
So I have legitimate problems. I have things that are only problems to me, and I can get over. I don't know. I feel like it could be better. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still gonna watch the next season because I'm sure there'll be a next season. Because
it's already approved for next season.
Yeah. So I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still gonna enjoy myself watching it, but I'm going to complain because that's my nature.
And think about this though. What, other than like fucking Breaking Bad, what first season of a show is like the best season of a show? Like very few. It has to like find its sea legs here for a second, and then it's like, okay, this is what we're doing.
I'm trying to think of a show where the first season is like the best, except for Breaking Bad, and even Breaking Bad's debatable.
Yeah. Third season, I think, of Breaking Bad is probably the best.
Yeah, I would probably say the first one, but
like, not Game of Thrones.
No, definitely not. Well, maybe like the second half of it.
Some parts of the first season are good,
probably
but
the
not
fourth
the season as a
probably
whole.
The best of that.
Yeah.
Or the third, one of those.
But it's like most
I can't think of
first
any
seasons
examples.
of a show are like
pretty bad.
kind of shaky.
Right. But yeah, because they don't know what they're
kind
doing.
of figuring out what to do.
Yeah. And nobody's really like sunk into their character yet either.
Right. Other than Henry Cavill.
Yeah. He could do better, but he's pretty much there.
His Geralt voice, other than being English, is fucking slamming.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. He's taken like the best parts of the books and the best parts of the games and like combined them. Yeah. He's got like a multiversal Geralt.
Yeah.
He's got like a compounded Geralt. Geralts from all the universes are coming together into one Geralt.
It's like if you played the games and know what Geralt looks and sounds like, you can go and be like, yeah, that's what Geralt looks and sounds like.
Yeah, same thing with the books.
Right. That's what Geralt looks and sounds like.
Yeah, I feel like no one can really be upset about Geralt in the show.
No. He's still, dude, when we start swinging that sword around, it's like, oh yeah, he's the best swordsman ever.
Oh, dude, that Blaviken fight was fan-fucking-tastic.
Even the fight in that wedding or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic too. Really good camera work in that one, I thought.
Yeah. It really, it doesn't do any like cheap cutaways with the fighting. It's like you're fucking in it.
Yeah, they pulled out and showed you the whole fight.
Yeah. Which I appreciate more than like a lot of things.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Taken 3 like it's gonna take 10 cuts for me to jump over this fence kind of camera work. It wasn't that kind of hack job editing.
No. It's just Geralt is fucking doing pirouettes with his sword and slicing people's heads in half.
That Blaviken fight is still like the peak of the show so far to me.
I watched it like 3 times today just for that fight. It was so good.
I watched it a bunch of times last night. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so well choreographed. He just like pulls his sword through that guy's head.
Oh yeah, that
And
first
when he deflects the
spin he
crossbow bolt, I came when he deflected that crossbow bolt. I actually had an orgasm.
Yeah. And then he just keeps spinning and spinning and just nailing these dudes like it's literally his fucking job.
Yeah, they did a great job of just showing like, yeah, he outclasses everyone.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with this guy. He's trained from childhood to be better than you.
Which is funny that that's still like a thing where everybody thinks that they can fuck with the Geralt just because they don't like Witchers.
Yeah.
Oi, Witcher!
Like, he's just a man. How powerful could he be?
Why you carrying 2 swords? You got 2 pricks too. Why don't you come find out?
Only got 1 prick, in case you were curious about that.
Yeah. It just Geralt feels correct. And with some
Speaking of this, though, hopefully when
story
Vilgefortz
changes,
comes
it could
around,
be. The what?
hopefully when Vilgefortz comes around, he still stomps the shit out of Geralt, though.
Let's hope.
Because in the books, he ruins that man's life. Like, it's not even a contest.
Well, also, like, to make Geralt, like, all-powerful would be really silly. 'Cause if you know he's just gonna he's gonna slap everybody to death. When he's slapping everybody to death and comes up to, like, a tough enemy, it's gonna feel more, because you're like, oh, shit.
I don't know. I just have this bad feeling I can see them just, like, making that fight closer than it actually should be.
Maybe.
Like, oh,
Maybe.
Geralt could win, and then Vilgefortz just, like, pulls out, like, fireball! And then just, like, fucks him up or something. And it's like, that's, like, really Hollywood. But I don't think they'll do that. I just have this, like, inkling that it could happen.
That's possible.
Hopefully it doesn't. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
I hope they do get up to adapting the games, though. Mostly just because I want to see, like, badass Ciri.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool.
But I don't know. We'll see. They probably won't get that far. They probably don't want to get that far, but a man can dream, I suppose.
It's doable. I feel like it's harder to adapt a game story than it is like a book.
It's not even that. I just feel like none of these actors want to be doing this show for 10 years.
Probably not.
And they have, 6 books to go through.
Yeah. It's a lot of material.
Yeah. So
It can only get better.
Do that.
I have a feeling that, as with all television shows, the next season will be like longer by like half the episodes. Because this season is only 8 episodes. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see him doing like a standard like Netflix season, like 10 episodes, 12 episodes.
Yeah. But
also known as a season in every country except for America.
Right, where we do
like 20 episode seasons.
Yeah.
Way too much.
It's crazy. That's what Vikings does. They do 20 episodes with a mid-season break.
Yeah,
so they're 10 and 10.
It's too many episodes.
It's a lot.
That's one thing I'll give Europe.
Yeah.
Like English shows, 6 to 10 episodes is your sweet spot.
You can be really concise without being rushed.
Yeah.
It's better.
But I don't know. I'm kind of lukewarm on it. If I had to give it a score, maybe a 7, maybe even a 6. But I still have 2 episodes to go, so...
That's true. We're not even done with the series yet.
Still got 2 episodes to go. I'm sure we'll talk about this in a future episode, maybe even the next episode. But
yeah, after we finish the episodes, and then like we can touch on it a little bit.
At the moment, it's 6, maybe a 7. But keep in mind, I'm not giving it like an IGN 6.
Like a real 6.
This is like a C plus 6. Maybe even a B. Maybe B minus maybe. But probably like a C plus 6. Like, yeah, you passed. You could have done better, but you passed.
I was gonna give it a B, an actual B plus.
So like what, like an 8?
Yeah.
If you had to quantify it with a number, people love number scores.
Yeah, I'd say like an 8.
Yeah, okay, that's
It
fair.
it does it for me.
I can see that. You're not as much of a nitpicky asshole as I am when it comes to this, apparently.
I have a higher, I think a higher tolerance for like cheesy TV shows
Well, it's
as
just a
well.
good thing there's no Roman legionaries in this show.
Oh, dude, and I would bust 100 nuts.
Or you'd be mad. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, I get what you're
You'd be
saying.
upset.
Yeah, their gear's not correct. Fucking leather Lorca segmentata, you fucking peasants. Yeah,
I'm still excited to see the last 2 episodes and the next season.
right.
Please, nobody take this as me being a shithead and saying, "Oh, show sucks. Don't even bother." Like it's good.
No,
It's quality. It's better than most things.
yeah. It's got really good production value.
Before we talk about the production value and praise the shit out of the show again,
Oh,
because I want to end with the praise.
all right.
Can we talk about Triss just for a second?
Do we have to?
What's going on with that?
Just doesn't look good.
She looks old. She acts old. She has like this frizzy brown hair,
Yeah.
which her hair is not brown. Nobody come at me with this dumb chestnut bullshit.
No.
It's a
If you
mistranslation. The Polish word that is used means like auburn, like dark red hair. It's not bright red like the games, but she's a redhead. She has freckles. She's pale.
right.
She's a fucking ginger, dude.
Oi there, Ginger.
I don't even mind them introducing her early,
No,
because
it's fine.
you could do that. It's fine. Because you can't have the Nenica stuff from the books, where he like goes to the priestess and gets healed there. Because that's a means to pull all the short stories together, and you don't need to do that with the way they're doing this.
No.
So it's fine to introduce Triss early to have her take that place and have her be in the actual short story version of that.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine, but they just ruined Triss as like a character in terms of her appearance and the way she acts,
Yeah, don't like it.
and Fringilla for that matter.
Yeah.
Fringilla, first of all, shouldn't be going to school with Triss, from my understanding.
Or Yennefer. You mean?
Or yeah, that's what I mean. Yennefer should be like being taught with Yennefer. Makes no sense. She's from like Tucson, then she goes to Nilfgaard. I believe I could be wrong there. Someone correct me, please.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the point is, just none of it, and she's black. Why is she black?
I don't know.
Like I don't want to be a big old meanie racist head over here.
Well, this is the soft R show.
Why is she fucking black, dude? And she's not even like a pretty black girl. None of these
She's rather
sorceresses
plain.
are attractive at all.
That's other than
Yennefer's the only one that's even kind of attractive, and I disagree with you that she's super crazy hot. She's like average hot.
she makes my pee pee make her tingle.
She's like a Jason Biggs movie character hot.
What? What? You know, I can see us getting like really 4chan autisty about this conversation. Probably just like not doing.
She's got pointy elbows. 2 out of 10 would not bang.
But you're right. In the rest of the sorceresses look really plain. They're supposed to
Yeah.
be like ungodly good looking.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like otherworldly. They're literally designed by a person.
Right.
But you got these plain ass bitches. There's no shortage of hot girls wanting to be in the new hotness on Netflix.
Right.
There's no reason they couldn't have found. And most of these bitches don't even do anything. Most of them turn into goddamn slugs and get pushed into a pool. They don't need to act.
No, they don't need to act very well for very long.
And the teacher's pretty hot. She's kind of milfy. Also, fun fact
Yeah.
about her, whose name escapes me because it's really complicated, but fun fact about her, she is the voice actress for Anna Henrietta in Blood and Wine.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some fucked up casting in this show.
Yeah.
Except for Geralt and Dandelion are perfect.
Dude, Dandelion's so good.
Dandelion, he's making me love him.
Yeah.
I want to find this man and propose to him in real life.
Did they really have to have his fucking song slap that hard?
Oh, I know to toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty.
It really didn't.
And his
That
voice
song
is
is so good.
amazing.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He's such a great singer.
Yep.
Randy Savage would want that. It would be a yes from him, dog.
It would be a yes.
Randy Savage?
Randy Savage. Oh yeah, I really like your voice.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's Randy Savage. Oh my god. Could you imagine Randy Savage on American Idol?
No. No, I couldn't.
I met Randy Jackson. Oh, Randy Jackson. It would be a yes from Randy Jackson, dog.
Oh yeah, it's a yes from me, dog.
You're the cream of the crop. You're gonna rise to the top. Oh shit.
It's good. It's good
Yeah,
content.
but what are you saying about production value?
Oh, it's good. Everything
Yeah,
looks great.
Except for the dragon. Everything looks really good.
Well, yeah, except for that dragon. Everything looks fucking fantastic.
The other monster in the beginning of that episode looked good.
Yeah, it did.
The big Chihuahua man. I forget
Did
what he's
they
called.
run out of money to do that dragon?
I don't know. Maybe it was just too big and they're inexperienced or something.
Yeah, I just like the design choice for it was just fucked.
Yeah, it looked
don't know.
good too, but the CGI was also just bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hopefully, it gets better than that.
Well, luckily there's not that many dragons kicking around.
To be fair, that is near the end of the season, and they might have straight up just ran out of money.
That's fair.
But maybe if the show is successful enough, they can have that never happen again.
Yeah. Luckily, it's a short thing. He's not there for very long.
Yeah. Also, luckily, everything else in the show looks really good.
Yeah.
Including the costumes.
Yeah, costumes look real good.
Good costumes. Geralt's armor is always cool.
Yep.
Gotta give Dandelion his hat, though, please.
I don't think he needs it.
I wanted it just once. Just give him the hat.
Dude, when they
You can even have him wear the hat, and then he takes it off, and he's like, it's kind of a silly hat, and he throws it and never wears it again. I just want him to do it once.
Oh, okay.
I just want the reference, because I want to clap see it.
When they introduce him and he's just playing his lute in that bar and he's air humping.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's so fucking funny.
I remember we were both sitting there watching that, because we watched the first two episodes together, a couple of big figs.
Big figures.
We were both watching that scene, and we hear this guy singing and playing his lute, and we both is that supposed to be Dandelion? And then he puts his leg on the table, and he's like, oh! And he starts singing with this really outlandish voice, and it's yeah, that's
him.
That's Dandelion.
Also, in the first episode, that Geralt shows up at the bar, and what's her face is like, oh, what are you doing in Blaviken? And both of us go, oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you and me were both sitting there and Freddie sitting there, and they're like, so what brings you to Blaviken, Witcher? And we're like, oh. And Freddie's like, what's the problem? And we're like, Geralt is sometimes called the Butcher of Blaviken. And she went, oh. And then we all just sat in that room and waited for shit to go sideways.
Yeah. Pretty funny.
Those first two episodes are fucking fantastic.
Yeah, they really are.
If I was just grading those first two episodes, I'd give it a straight up 9.
Really?
Yeah. Those were That story was adapted perfectly.
It really was.
Just I was just really satisfied with those first two episodes. I was really really high on the show when I watched those first two episodes.
Yeah.
It was really episode 3 and 4 that did me in, but still not bad. Episode 6 wasn't terrible. Or not episode 6, episode 5 wasn't terrible.
Which one was 5?
Dragon.
Which one was 6?
The 6 might have been the dragon. I can't remember now. It's all running together.
Oh no, the 5 was when he's fighting with Dogman at that party.
Oh yeah. That
And
one's
6
good.
is Dragon. Yeah, that was a good episode.
I liked episode 5. 6. Again, they changed a little bit too much. The dragon didn't look good, but
Yeah.
listen, 3.5 out of 6 in my book is not bad.
Yeah.
And it's still got 2 more, so it might end up
Right.
being like 5.5 out of 6 or out of 8, which is
Yeah.
even less bad.
You know,
willing
we
to
still
give
have
it a
to finish the damn series. We
Yeah.
haven't done it yet. We have to see how it ends. Like, what does it end at? Obviously, all the stories are going to like converge
Oh yeah, obviously.
at the end. I'm assuming.
I mean, Geralt does meet Ciri in this season.
Right.
I know that for a fact. I've seen people talk about it.
I thought they met in that Brooklyn forest.
In the books they do.
They do, right?
Yeah, because Ermion or Mousak, whatever you want to call him, doesn't. The whole thing with the Doppler doesn't happen.
Right.
So Geralt just goes there to get her because he knows everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of like, okay, whatever, go ahead. And he kind of like doesn't really want to take care of this little girl.
Yeah.
He's kind of apprehensive about it. Then eventually, as they spend time together, they bond.
And she's a lot more like snot-nosed.
Well, yeah, she's royalty.
Right.
She's not like the super like grounded. Like I'm living in the wilderness now. I'll eat rats.
Right. I don't want to eat rats, Witcher. I don't like it. Meh.
Also, this black kid didn't exist in the books either.
No.
But what's his name? Dara, something like that.
Whatever. I can see why he does exist because it's just
Oh no,
like
it's good.
somebody to like fucks
Talk
around a bit. Yeah.
It's somebody for her to talk at because in the books you can read her mind.
Yeah.
So you know everything she's feeling. But in the show, she has to have somebody to talk to and bounce all these ideas off of, so we know what she's thinking.
Right. It's not
I'm
like
not saying he
Dune
shouldn't
where
exist.
everybody's gonna
I'm
be
just saying
like
he
whispering in
doesn't.
their own head.
Right. I'm not saying he shouldn't exist. I'm just saying he doesn't. In case people don't know. So if anybody watches this show and then reads the books, shit's gonna be different.
Of course.
A lot of shit's gonna be different.
Well, yeah. And I think a lot of that is just the nature of that. It is a television show adapted from a book.
Yeah,
That's
well,
just how it be.
yeah, we already had this little conversation.
Anyway, I think we've about said about everything we can say here.
Yeah, 2-hour episode almost.
Yep. I mean, we could go on and on about how Diane is the hottest and how you think she isn't and you're wrong.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I guess look forward to the next episode where we review the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, we'll come back and jab at it for a hot minute.
I doubt much of our overall opinions will change,
Probably not.
which is why I felt comfortable just doing it now.
Yeah, that's fine. We basically got the gist of the show, I think.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So enjoy, listeners.
Listeners. And you know what? Suck my dick, Disney Plus.
What's your bone to pick with Disney Plus?
Just suck my dick in general. The Mandalorian is just like not as cool as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, they got you with those first couple episodes, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They really
I knew
did.
that was gonna happen.
Yep. They sucked me in, and now I just can't. I don't care. It's so stupid.
Not to drudge up all the red letter media talking points here, but the fucking interview with John Boyega,
Oh, you ain't got a Disney Plus me.
where the guy asked him what it would take for him to come back as
Yeah.
Finn, and he's like, I ain't getting Disney Plus. You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Even the actors are tired of this shit.
Sucks.
Yeah, can Disney just like stop owning 60% of the entire entertainment industry, please?
Yeah, suck my dick, Disney. Suck my whole fucking dick, Disney.
Did Lois
Ugh.
Griffin really need to be a Disney princess?
No. God.
So that's our closing statement. Fuck Disney.
Yeah.
Cue
fuck
the
you.
music.